Data is the lifeblood of every modern organization, especially in industries like healthcare, where every decision can impact lives. But here's the challenge: as data grows, so does the complexity of managing it. Today, I'm here to share the story of a Fortune 500 healthcare provider that turned its chaotic data ecosystem into a seamless, scalable powerhouse and achieved a 30% boost in productivity in the process. This isn't just a story of transformation, it's a masterclass in how modern cloud technologies like Azure and Databricks can simplify complexity, reduce the costs, and enable innovation. Let's dive in and see how they did it. But first, let's take a closer look at the challenges they were facing. Let's walk through the key challenges they faced. There are five main issues to highlight. First, they were dealing with unstructured data from 12 different data sources across 7 lines of business. The data was fragmented, inconsistent, and hard to manage. But that was only part of the problem. They also had over 47,000 job configurations, 90 plus projects, and 2,000 workflows. Imagine the complexity of keeping all of that running smoothly. It was overwhelming. And then there was the issue of costs. Legacy systems like Ab Initio and Netezza were expensive to maintain. Worse, they couldn't scale to handle the growing data needs of the organization. The challenges didn't stop just there. Every time they needed to add a new data source or update a process, it took weeks. This meant critical insights were delayed and the time was wasted. Finally, let's talk about the data quality issues. Inconsistent systems led to unreliable data, which made it hard for decision makers to trust the reports they were getting. So, these five challenges: unstructured data, complexity, high costs, slow processes, and poor data quality made it clear they needed a better system. So, how did they overcome this? Let's explore the solution. The turning point came when they embraced a modern cloud based data architecture powered by Azure and Databricks. They didn't just fix what was broken, they reimagined the system to be smarter, faster, and more cost efficient. Let's break it down step by step, starting with the data ingestion. Step 1 was centralizing their data using Azure Data Factory or ADF. Think of ADF as the ultimate data courier. It connects, extracts, and delivers data where it needs to go. Here's what ADF brought to the table. First, it connected on-prem databases, legacy systems, APIs, and flat files into a unified pipeline. This eliminated silos and brought everything together. Second, it saved time and reduced errors. ADF automated data workflows, removing the need for manual intervention. This made processes faster and more reliable. Finally, it supported different types of data, whether it was batch processing or real time streaming. ADF handled it all, making the system future ready. By solving these three challenges: connectivity, automation, and flexibility, ADF laid the foundation for everything else. Once the data was ingested, the next step was to process it. After centralizing the data, they used Databricks Delta tables to process it efficiently. This is where the medallion architecture comes into play. Let me break it down for you. The bronze layer. First, the bronze layer stored raw data exactly as it came in. This ensured they could always trace back to the original source. Next, they needed to clean and enrich the data. The silver layer cleaned and enriched the data, making it analytics ready for teams to use. And finally, they needed to create business ready outputs. The gold layer transformed the data into formats optimized for dashboards and reports. This layered approach, bronze, silver, and gold, ensured the data pipelines were structured and reliable. But what made the system truly smart was automation. Let's talk about it. They introduced a metadata driven ingestion framework to make the system intelligent and adaptable. Here's how it worked. Instead of hard coding workflows, they use metadata rules. This allowed the system to adjust automatically for new data sources. Consistency was also critical. So every data source followed the same transformation rules, reducing errors and ensuring high quality outputs. And finally, the automation made everything faster. The entire process from ingestion to transformation was automated, eliminating repetitive tasks and saving time. This framework made the system dynamic, scalable, and efficient. With automation in place, they now needed to make this data actionable. Let's see how they did that. To turn their data into actionable insights, they use Azure Synapse Analytics and Power BI. Let me explain how this worked. Synapse stored the enriched data from the gold layer of Delta tables, ensuring it was ready for analysis. Next, they needed fast and efficient queries. With Synapse's dedicated SQL pools, they could run complex queries in seconds, supporting real time analytics. And finally, they needed to present this data effectively. Using Power BI, they created dynamic dashboards that allowed business teams to track the KPIs, spot trends, and make confident decisions. Together, Synapse and Power BI bridge the gap between data processing and actionable insights. Now let's talk about why they chose Azure for their transformation. So Azure was the perfect choice for three key reasons. First, being seamless integration. It connected their on-prem systems to the cloud without disruptions. It also offered powerful tools for analytics. Also, Azure's integration with Databricks and Synapse provided cutting-edge tools for big data processing. And finally, it delivered value for money. Azure's pay-as-you-go model ensured they only paid for what they used, maximizing the ROI. These three factors made Azure a strategic partner, not just a provider. Finally, let's look at the results of this incredible journey. Here's what they achieved with their new system: a 30% productivity boost, automation and faster pipelines save time and resources. They also improved the data quality. Consistent pipelines delivered reliable and accurate reports. And finally, they also saved a lot of money in the process. Retiring legacy systems and optimizing storage reduced costs significantly. Scalability was another key result. The platform could handle new data and growing needs more effortlessly. And finally, they gained better insights. With Power BI, they had real time dashboards to guide decisions. This just wasn't an upgrade, it was a complex transformation. Now, let's talk about how you can achieve the same. This story isn't just about one organization, it's about what's possible for anyone. At Data Engineering Academy, we'll teach you how to use tools like Azure Synapse, Data Factory, and Databricks, build powerful data platforms, create actionable insights with Power BI. So, are you ready to transform data, transform careers, and transform lives? Let's get started today. Transform your future with us. See you in the next session. Thanks for joining.